Takes the snap, short drop, hits the quarterback.
It's in the water. It's in the water. Appalachia State, Marshall University, and half of Southwest Virginia with the upset this past week. Welcome to episode 5.3 After the Whistle. We're going to talk about every bit of it. I'm Coach Moore.
Coach Tester. Where's he at? He's probably at Cincinnati or somewhere.
He's probably going somewhere now.
Hey, boys, hold up. Oh,
You look a little bit different.
I had to walk, but I had a little energy to walk.
What's up with the backpack?
I don't know. It gave me energy.
Backpack?
I'm just trying to.
What's in the backpack?
Can't tell you.
Oh, God.
Can't tell you.
So you got you a backpack.
I do.
Well, what about that?
Phew. Boys, I'm sorry I'm late.
Does it make you feel better?
Yes, I don't understand.
Has it helped all aspects of your life so far?
Every part of it.
What about that? All right, well, ready to go.
I'm ready,
Ready to
boys.
go.
There's no stumping me today.
Oh, he's got the backpack, no stumping. All right. Episode 5.3. What a week, fellas. Real quick, Marshall University laying it on Notre Dame.
Loved it.
Notre Dame.
Loved it.
And then Appy State does it again, boys.
Happy
Top
State.
10 goes down.
I like it when those schools pay those other schools big money to come down there.
1.2 million and
Yeah,
1.5 million.
Hell.
Pay somebody that kind of money to kick you hind end. That makes you feel real good.
They're going to stop paying at Appy State, I can tell you that.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would probably think twice before I would do it. Well, not just there, but other major upsets all throughout Southwest Virginia this past week.
There's a
And,
few I didn't see coming.
man, we had a bunch of them gold star picks there that we
Which
missed
ones? I
big
don't
time.
remember.
We'll
Which
talk
picks
about it
was
here
it?
in just a second. So let's hit these real quick. First of all, we'd like to thank our sponsors. This segment of our program, the fastest 5 minutes in high school sports. We're going to recap Southwest Virginia scores here in the next 5 minutes. And this is brought to you by Buchanan Therapy Services located in the Grundy Plaza. All right, real quick, fellas, let's get after it. Colonial Heights 20, Tazewell 6. Cassius Harris had 94 rushing yards, 41 yards passing for the
Somebody didn't play for
Bulldogs.
Tazewell. Somebody didn't play.
They had some players out. The quarterback was out. Harris actually did some double duty there. Virginia High 35, PH 8. Jaquan McPhail had the lone touchdown for the Rebels. Virginia High back in the win column there. A little bit of a setback for PH. John Battle 19, Holston 6. This is one of those upsets we were talking about. Across the board, we had Holston picked to win this. Battle comes in. This is a 14-game losing streak. They snapped it.
That's a big win.
A big win
I
for
mean,
Battle.
So Battles lost 14 straight.
They had.
Not now.
They're 1-0 now.
Yep.
I didn't know
They
that.
starting their own streak now.
Big upset and
That's a
somewhat
big-
of a shocker.
That's a big win.
Yeah, I think
I was
they
about to pick them last week, and y'all taught me how to.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
well they got behind. Holston got behind early, and I just think they just wasn't able to do what they wanted to do and come back. And it forced them to do some things they were uncomfortable doing, evidently. But Battle 19, Holston 6. Next we got Gate City 24, Abingdon 7. Another big upset.
No, I
Blue
put them
Devils-
in the top 5 for a reason.
The Blue Devils forced 4 Falcon turnovers. You actually looked like you knew what you was doing
I
when you
did.
picked them and put them in there. Nobody saw this coming. I know I didn't.
I kind of did. That's why I picked Abington to win. I covered both of them.
Yeah, that way it was.
Yeah.
Covered.
I hedged it.
Hedged his bet here. Put Gate City in the top 5, then you picked Abington.
And then to hedge it.
Yeah. All right, Northwood 6, Marion nothing. Caleb Johnson, 10-yard touchdown run in overtime. This game was tied 0-0 going into overtime. Caleb Johnson with that 10-yard touchdown run, and Northwood picks up a win. This is the first win for head coach Greg Prater for the Panthers, and I know this is a big rivalry win. Now we're looking at the showdown between Northwood and Chilhowie. Could Northwood be the Smith County champs? That's something.
Possibility.
Been 7 years, by the way, since Northwood had beaten Marion. Up next, we had Ryco 47, Bland 6. Eagles had 366 yards total offense. War Machine keeps rolling there.
Heard rumors that Bland's may be done. Heard anything?
I haven't heard anything yet, but that's circulating through the mind right now. Up next, we got Narrows 40, NARS 40, Chilhai 22. Aiden McLaughlin with touchdown passes for the Green Wave. Hurley 42, Phelps, Kentucky 12.
That's shocker right there.
Kevin Looney had 4 touchdowns for the Rebels, and then we got Landon Bailey that did a little bit of double duty, had some high passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and as well as almost 100 yards rushing, I think.
Played well, really well on both sides of the ball, actually.
Graham 44, Richlands 3. Graham let me down on this one. I said that Richlands wouldn't have any first downs. I think they did. Actually, they came up with 3 points, so a little bit of a letdown there for me. But Braden Meadows, 3 touchdown passes for the GMEN. Dylan Brown had 51 yards rushing for Big R. The big one, boys, is coming up. Graham versus Union, Battle of Unbeatens at Bullitt Park.
Uh-oh.
So we're setting the stage has been set, so we got to make a tough prediction here a little bit later on today. Well, at least a couple of us do. Up next, George Witt 35, Giles 7. Ben Jolly had 138 yards rushing for the Maroons in the win. Ridgeview 37, Wise Central 14. Your old stomping grounds. 15-point fourth quarter. For the Wolfpack to help them pull away. The game was 22-14. They just kind of opened things up. Oak win 236
Again,
yards.
when you come back in high school and you can throw the football, you can be in every game.
Well, the game was tight, and then a couple touchdowns later in the fourth quarter, that the score looks a lot worse, I think, than maybe what the game was.
But I think where Ridgeview is, they're having trouble running the ball. So
or not running. I mean, they might choose to not run.
Right.
Well, if you're having trouble running the ball, you got to be able to run the ball to open up the passing.
Right.
Unless you're trying to do it backwards, and I don't think that works.
I just think from what everybody is saying right now, Ridgeview's struggling just a tad from what they have or what everybody.
Well, it might be a new system possibly. Maybe they're trying to find some continuity.
But they're winning.
But,
Yeah,
we got the
W's a W. I think they're going to kick it in here the second half of the season and may see old Patron there in the championship again.
Could very well. All right, that's moving on. Union 48, J.I. Burton 13. Bears with a season low, boys. 387 yards rushing. Season low.
Union.
Who?
Union.
The Bears.
No, I never heard of
So
it.
we've got undefeated Union now hosting undefeated Graham at Bullitt Park this week. We're going to predict that game a little bit later on. Twin Springs 44, Unaka 32, Ryan
You're
Horn.
naked.
Huh? No, I'm
Who's
not.
you're naked?
Unaka, Ryan Horn 268 yards rushing for the Titans. Cross state, win there for Twin Springs. Tom Walker, this is another somewhat upset. 16, Castlewood 13. Xander Hall with a 3-yard touchdown run with 38 seconds left to seal the deal and the first win for head coach Tanner Hall and Tom Walker. I didn't see this coming. What about you all?
I didn't either, man. I mean, hats off to Thomas Walker. I'd seen Castlewood earlier in the scrimmage, and I actually thought Castlewood would get them down the stretch.
Well, I don't know any of the details of the game other than what stats I just gave you, but I know they like to committed to throwing that football. You know, was it a situation where they was throwing the ball with the lead and maybe it just didn't work out for them? You know,
I thought Thomas Walker had some injuries too. Not sure, but
It shocked me. It was a big.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Castlewood, the way they played at the Big H.
The Bulls, they said, guess what was going on over there this week? The Russell
County Fair. Enough said right there. All right, Grayson County 40, Rural Retreat 0.
But let me tell you, I know a little bit about this game. I think right before halftime it was pretty close. I mean, I don't know the score, but I think it might have been 14-12 or 14 to, I don't know, but
It was definitely nothing.
It was definitely nothing because it's 40-0.
So they took points away from them.
yeah, I think they got it took away.
What did Coach
See, I
Hughes
told
do?
you, I knew.
Get points took off the board.
No, it was what was it, 7-0
I'm not sure.
right there before half or something, and then
Hey man, it's 4 quarters.
it is.
Hey, Grayson County gonna be a force in Region C. Big thing here, Rural Retreat outgained 349 to 102 total offense. So it was a dominating performance by Grayson. All right, up next, 11-42, East Side 7. Pioneers managed to get 169 yards rushing on the ground. And I say managed because that's a team that struggled running the ball. And they had a little bit better numbers as well this past week running the football. Union 42, Big R 0. Rayshawn Anderson 287 yards rushing for the Bears, and Big R had 4 first downs. Actually, that was last week, wasn't it? Or was it?
What?
That was previous week. That was the previous week.
Union Richlands?
That one, yeah, that one was previously from.
Why are you reading it off?
Well, it's on there, and I just read what was on there. And it didn't delete.
Well, I'm telling you.
Next one, Galax 42, Carroll County 7.
So Union played Burton this week. So
Evidently, they played Burton. They beat Burton and they
left
beat
that one
Reed
on.
Big R. Evidently, Galax 42,
Well, I can't-
Carroll County 7. All right, so that's our scores for this week.
Way back. We have all that sequence up.
No, we're good. Now it's time for our Peak Performer of the Week, brought to you by True Point Bank. This week's Peak Performer of the Week is Mr. Braden Meadows. 3 touchdown passes for the G-Men this week in a 44-3 win against Richlands. We want to congratulate Mr. Braden Meadows, Graham G-Men, our Peak Performer of the Week. All right, up now, next we have our famous lines from movies and other different types of programs, coaches and so forth. Who said it? And last week, we want to congratulate Rochelle Palmer. She was the winner of our Who Said It. She said that it was Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind who said, "Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn." And she was the first one to respond on our on our Facebook page. And once again, when you see our show, episode 5.3, posted on our Facebook page, that's the link that you're supposed to respond in. Respond in the link that has the show posting on it. That's episode 5.3. And this week we have a new Who Said It. And Coach Krieger is going to take care of this one. Who said it, folks?
You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Can we get that one more time just in case?
You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
All right, folks, you heard it right there. Who said that, and what was it in, or where was it at? Give us the situation, and you respond to that on the Facebook page link. It's at After the Whistle. Make sure it's episode 5.3. First person to comment will be entered into our drawing, and right now, the only contestant we have in our drawing is Rochelle Palmer. She is our winner from this past week. All right.
I think she's some kin to Snake Palmer.
Oh, you think so?
I'm not sure.
I'm getting ready to say Patron.
No.
Close, but not. All right, up next we have our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week, and this week's
You
BELLACINO'S.
want to give it to the guy from Union?
I want to.
I mean,
really bad.
we X'd that out. Sorry, y'all can't get that one because we're going to edit it.
Up next, we've got our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week. This week he is from Hurley High School, Mr. Landon Bailey. And let's take a look at Landon Bailey from Hurley High School.
I think we should get somebody.
All right, guys, we're here with our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week, Mr. Landon Bailey from Hurley High School. We had 100 yards rushing this week on 5 carries and 57 through the air and 2 touchdowns. And Landon, talk about the win this week and what we got to do this coming week.
The line blocked really well. All the skilled players was there. Like, we showed up to play. We had a chip on our shoulder going to the game. We was motivated, and we're just looking to keep it rolling this week.
All right, congratulations to Mr. Landon Bailey, our BELLACINO'S Player of the Week.
All right, folks, welcome back to the show. It's that time each week where we go to Stump the CRIG. I have in my hand a hermetically sealed envelope that has been under the watchful eye of armed security and been hidden in a bank vault at True Point Bank. And it was recently delivered here at BELLACINO'S by an armored truck and armed security. And I have not seen the contents of this envelope, have you?
I have not.
All right.
I'm not missing today, boys.
Because you've got the backpack. All right, folks, here we have it right here in our hands. I have not seen the contents of this. The way this game works is the CRIG is going to tell us the answer to the question that's in this envelope. And here you go. You need this?
Hold on.
Or do you even need this?
I got it.
You don't need this?
No, I don't need it. Right back.
Oh, you got the back.
You all need to bring one. You'll feel so much better.
All right, is it like a
About life.
security blanket?
Everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here.
Private tutor.
What?
Private tutor.
Private tutor. Oh, that's
Tutor.
That's the answer. That's
yeah.
the answer. Right. Private tutor is the answer. Let's take a look and see what the question is. Private tutor. What do you call a person that does not pass gas in public?
You're welcome. You
So that
are
was-
welcome.
So that was tutor, Tooter.
I guess. I don't have spelling words in
Are
here.
you a private tutor?
No.
You broadcasting tutor. All right, folks. I have the second envelope here in my hand. I have the second envelope in my hand. I've done forgot. All right, anyhow, here we go. Would you please give me the answer to the second envelope?
Flying saucer.
You mean a flying saucer?
Sorcerer. Flying sorcerer.
Okay, not a flying saucer.
Sorcerer.
Gotcha. Flying sorcerer. I've never heard that before. Have you? Flying sorcerer. All right, here we go. What do you call a magician on a plane? A flying sorcerer.
You're welcome.
Once again, we have failed to stump the CRIG. That was a pretty good one. Private tutor and flying sorcerer.
Well, I'm telling you, everybody needs one.
I do think your timing was more prompt. and
Yeah,
quick.
I mean, I never thought clearer in my life right until I have since I got this.
Well, I guess it works. All right, there you go, folks. We failed once again to stump the CRIG. Thanks to the fine folks at Grundy Auto Sales. Stop by and check them out. All right, up next we have our I started to say IGA. Boys, that's a harkening back to a long time ago. Up next,
You know, you used to couldn't beat IGA's meat. Do you know that? A lot of people loved IGA.
Meat market's done it now.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're trying.
I started to say that, but anyhow, we have the top 5 brought to you by the Wooden Horse Grill located in Hurley. Food so good, make your tongue want to slap your brains out.
Well, they get their meat from the meat market in Hurley. Same owner.
Hurley Meat Market. What a name for a business.
But the thing is, Hurley Meat Market.
What about a shirt? Would you like to have a shirt that said that on it?
Hurley Meat Market. You
I
can't
think
beat our
I think
meat.
Brian Davis got one.
All right, folks, let's take a look at our 1A top 5, a little bit of shake-up. Coach Tester, we're going to let you go first, starting with 1A. Tell us who your top 5 are this
All right,
week.
at number 5, I got Todd Tiller and the Homemaker Tigers coming in at number 5. I still think they're going to be in the race in the end here. Number 4, I got the Holston Cavaliers coming in at number 4, even after the loss to John Ballard. I think they'll bounce back. Number 3, I got the Grundy Golden Wave. And number 2, the Royal Retreat Indians. And number 1 is Seth Pageant and the Patrick Henry Rebels. Even after the loss, I think they're going to be right back top single A.
Okay. All right, hit mine next. 1A, top 5. Number 5, I've got J.I. Burton coming in. Number 5, feel like they're a little bit better than what I'd previously given them credit for. Number 4, I have the Twin Springs Titans. Big win this past week against Unaka. And number 3, I have the Holston Cavaliers. Even though they were upset, I still think they're one of the top teams in 1A. Number 2, Patrick Henry Rebels. And still at number 1, I have the Rural Retreat Indians. All right, what about you, Coach?
I got mine wrote down over there.
I know Rural Retreat had a bad loss, but you have to take into consideration a few things.
We're going to put Rural Retreat in there. What about Georgia West? I mean, that's right there.
Well, they're in Region C.
They're another region, aren't they?
You're right there.
All right, my top 5, boys. Let's go with the 1A. I got Battle of the Beard, Todd Tiller at number 5. I think with their injuries, they're getting back and they're getting healthy. I still think they're a top 5 team in the region. Maybe a top 2, 3, 4, maybe. Anywhere past PH and Grundy, it could be anybody's game. Got Holston at number 4. I mean, Virginia High is pretty good football team. Patterson does a good job. I mean, I didn't think the score would be what it was, but is that who they play?
Are you copying mine or what?
And then I got number 3, went from 1 to 3. I talked with Mr. Hughes, and he wasn't happy about the game Friday. He said, but he still got faith in the kids, and I think they're going to be there at the end. They're a top 3, 4 team. Then I got the Mighty Wave at number 2, and then I've got the Tim Burke, Patrick Henry Rebels at number 1, along with Seth Padgett.
Along with him.
Along with Seth Padgett.
I noticed you guys, I didn't have Grundy in my top 5. Did you?
Yes.
Well, I'm the only one that didn't, and nothing against Grundy. I think Grundy's really good, but Grundy's going to have to win a ball game before I put him in there.
That's a good point. I mean, that's a good. Can't go on paper, can you?
No, but then again, I did put Rural Retreat in there after a 40-0 loss.
Yeah.
But
they won a game.
But they have won. Yeah, right.
All right, top 5 Bulls of the double A's. Number 5, I got Y Central sneaking in there. I think I think the color of the backpack got me and put them in there at 5.
Influence.
Yeah, influence of the backpack. Now I got the Bull Puppies at number 4, the Tazewell Bull Puppies, boys. They've got that defense out of Hurley, and they're ready. I mean, they finally got that. You remember that defense a year ago?
They haven't lost a game since Krieger said that.
And number 3, I got the Gate City Blue Devils, boys. I told you, they are on their way. Beat a AAA team. I mean, and wasn't even close. Congratulations to House Wright and the Gate City Blue Devils. Number 2, I've got the Ridgeview. Woo, woo, woo. Don't care how ugly it is or what they do about it, they just win. They just win. Like I said, their winning will come to an end probably in about wins the region finals. I mean, and then they will meet the number 1 team in the area, Tony to Patron GMEN.
All right.
Jose number 1.
It's a good top 5 right there, but there's a big matchup coming up this week, and you don't even have Union in the top 5. Elephant in the room here.
Who?
Union.
Has Cam Bostic scored?
No.
Have they showed us what's in the backpack?
No.
I don't know who you're talking about.
All right.
Don't know who you're talking about.
All right, my top 5.
I know they got a good running back.
Oh, yeah.
Rashad.
Yeah, because I mentioned him every other
Yeah, you mention him every week on the same stats that he had in that same game.
Well, we keep going back to that, don't we? All right, now my top 5, I do have a new entry, and I'm starting to drink Kool-Aid, and it's Gate City. So I got Gate City coming in at number 5 in 2A. Number 4, I've got the Tazewell Bulldogs. I think Cassius Harris is just going to get more touches until the quarterback heals up. And anytime he's touching the ball multiple times a game, then we're going to be in pretty good shape. Bulldogs are. Hopefully they get everything resolved there. Number 3, I've got the Ridgeview Wolfpack. I think their offense is struggling a little bit, but I still think they're one of the top 2 or 3 teams that's going to be in the mix at the end. Number 2, I've got the Union Bears, who are also undefeated right now. And number 1, I've got the Graham GMEN, who are going to get on the bus and travel to Bullitt Park and play that same Union Bears. Big time matchup this Friday night. All right, who you got, Coach?
Hey, that might be a good place to go and have ATW live. Is that this Friday? Is that tomorrow?
I don't know if you know how to get there.
Where?
Bullitt Park.
Who coached? Is it Bullitt Park?
Powell Valley.
I was gonna-
Phil Robbins down there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Phil. He won a few games.
He won a couple.
So he won them at Bullitt Park.
Yeah, but he's not coaching anymore. And the Vikings ain't playing anymore.
Wonder if that team would give me free tickets to get in
That team.
and we could do a show down there
Who, Powell
tomorrow.
Valley?
I don't know, that team.
That team. The team that none dare speak of. I don't know.
Number 5, I got the Tazewell Bulldogs coming in at number 5.
No bull puppies.
I think they're going to be there. I had a toss-up with NY Central right now. I'm going to go with Tazewell right now. Number 4, I'm going with Virginia High after the big win over Patrick Henry. Number 3, I got the Ridgeview Wolfpack coming in at number 3. And number 2, I got the the Union Bears at number 2 right now. And I got Tony Palmer's GMEN at number 1.
All right, so some consistency, at least with 2 of us in there. Across the board, all 3 of us has got the G-Men coming in at number 1. All right, that takes care of our 1A and 2A top 5, brought to you by the Wooden Horse Grill. Now it's time for our pigskin prognostications, brought to you by Buchanan General Hospital. Fellas, last week, let's take a look at that real quick.
Took a beating, didn't we?
Last week, all 3 of us finished 12-6 for the week on our prognostications, and of those losses, several of them were gold star picks that we really blew. So we got to get a little bit better this week.
Loch.
Overall, I am at 22-10. Coach Tester is 23-9, and you are at 25-7.
And I'm not missing this week.
All right.
Y'all see, boys, when you all bring your all backpacks.
All right, so let's take a look at it. We're going to start from the top here, work our way down, gentlemen, across the board. Tell us who's going to win and why. Richlands at Abingdon. I'm going to take Abingdon in this one. I think they're going to bounce back.
I'm going to go with Abingdon. I think they're a little peed off right now. So,
Big R. I'm going with Richlands.
you know, Mance ain't there no more.
Big R. I think the way Gate City moved the ball on them, Dylan Brown has a big night for the Big R.
All right, that's a good insight right there. It's a good possibility. Next, we got George Wythe at Carroll County. Yeah, we had to pick some of these games in order to get 18 on the list here.
Oh,
GW.
GW.
on this one.
I'm taking GW as well. What about you, Coach?
George Wythe.
George Wythe.
That's lock.
That's a lock across the board there.
Lock Ness.
All right, big game coming up. Central at Virginia High.
It's going to be a tough one.
This game could be the difference in one of these teams making the playoffs.
That's why I was debating on who I was putting in the top 5 here. I got Virginia High in the top 5, not Central. But I think Central comes away with the upset and knocks Virginia High off.
Yeah, I think Virginia High's going to win this one. I think because it's at home, coming off a pretty good win for them, then Central coming off that loss, I'm going to give Virginia High the edge on that.
Where's it at?
Virginia High.
I'll take Central.
Okay. All right, next we got Gate City at Marion. I know where I'm going on this one.
Boys, Gate City's on its way up. Big win last week. No letdown this week.
I've got Gate City as well.
Where's it at?
Marion.
Gate City.
It mattered. John Battle at Tazewell.
Bull puppies.
Does John Battle start a new streak this week?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes. Hopefully it doesn't last as long as the last one. I've got Tazewell. You've got Tazewell. What about you, Coach? Tazewell. Folks, that's a lock across the board for Gate City and Tazewell to pick up a win this week. Next, we have Lee at Patrick Henry. I think this is an interesting game here.
Who?
Lee at Patrick Henry. Lee passed the ball a little bit more. PH is going to run it.
PH.
I'm going to take PH.
Not close.
You got PH. What about you, Coach?
Boys, I love that quarterback at Lehigh, but
Pendergrass.
yeah, I just PH the long bus trip at Patrick Henry at Sanders Henderson Stadium. I think Patrick Henry will get them.
All right, PH across the board. That's a gold star lock right there. All right, guaranteed win. Up next, we have Floyd County at Fort Chiswell. I know very little about them, but I'm going with Floyd in this one.
Take Bland and Roller.
Well, they're not playing.
You sure?
Yeah, pretty sure of it.
Oh, okay.
Guys, we're not bringing that up.
Floyd County at Fort Chiswell.
Yeah, I'll leave this.
I got Floyd County. What about you, Coach?
I'm going with Fort Chisholm.
Fort. Well, if I put FC and then I put FC here, we could both claim we got it right because Floyd County is FC and Fort Chiswell's FC.
I got some insight on this one too. I'm going with Floyd County.
All right. Floyd County, 2 and Fort Chiswell, 1 vote there. Giles at NARS. I'll let one of you pick this
I'm
one.
going with the Green Wave.
Yeah, I think NARS takes care of business here rather easy. Giles down this year. This is going to be a big win. It's always a big game there in that area for those two
Well,
teams.
them construction workers getting right out here at BELLACINO'S, guys. You better get down here.
NARS, I seen one of them with a bucket of ice cold brew out there a minute ago.
Big bucket.
All right, Grundy at Castlewood, the Mustard Biscuit Brigade hosting the Wave.
The mighty Wave gets on track.
And so there's that win you're saying.
Yes.
Go with the Wave.
If they
Too
don't,
many weapons.
All right, we got the Wave across the board. That's a gold star pick right there, gold star lock. But I will tell you, I think Castlewood could keep this interesting because I'm not confident in Grundy defending the pass as well. And you know, like you said, anything can happen. You keep it close to going.
well,
into
when
the
you
game.
throw the football, you can keep it close. And
Like on Tommy Gunn, boys used to do.
I just did it 15 times.
All right, East Side at Honeacre. I've got Honeacre in
All
this
you
one.
need to do.
Who?
East Side at Honeacre.
Now let Greg talk about now. East Side is
Honeacre.
that. Yes, it is. There's finally. Honeacre. You sure you don't want to talk about
You
them?
want Honeacre?
Yeah.
East Side at Honeacre across the board. Gold star lock. All right, Hurley at Riverview, West Virginia, down 14 before you get on the bus.
Biggest lock of them all this week. I think the Riverview coach, I mean, they had some issues last Friday and
Oh yeah,
some family members getting hit and some
parents pulling
stuff,
kids out of the
pulling
locker
out of
room.
the locker room and stuff. I think didn't get to practice Monday. Hurley big.
I'm going to take Hurley as well in this one. I think the Rebels managed to go over there and overcome and get them another dub right there. What about you? Or you want to make a pick? You don't have to pick this game.
We got to play well.
Oh, speaking of it, boys.
I'm going to go with the Rebels.
Got to play well. There you go. Coming alive in 95. All right, folks. Twin Springs at J.I. Burton.
Ooh,
This is going to be a big Cumberland matchup right here.
big game.
And I tell you what, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Twin Springs on the road.
I'm going with Twin Springs.
How about you, Coach?
J.I. Burton Norton hashtag.
See how I hedged my bets? I put Norton in top 5. but I
That's
picked
right.
Twin Springs.
That's what you do. You're welcome.
I'm learning.
You're welcome.
Tom Walker at Rye Cove.
I'm going with the Cove.
I'm going with the Cove as well. Across the board here, we've got the Cove, a Gold Star lock right here. Rye Cove starts season out 4-0, red hot. They're one of 4 unbeaten teams in Southwest Virginia right now. Chilhowee at Lebanon.
Going Darrell Taylor and the Pioneers.
I've got Lebanon
The
as
Reese
well.
kids, too much.
Lebanon across the board. Gold Star lock. Boys, guaranteed win right there. Radford at Galax. This ought to be a good one.
I'm going with Galax.
Going Galax in there.
Galax.
It's at Galax. I think that's going to be
tough. But
key. I'm going to go with Galax as well in this one.
All right, Tina, what do you want?
What you got there, Coach?
I'm going with Galax.
Galax, Gold Star lock across the board. All right, fellas. Before we pick our game of the week, we got one college game here: Oklahoma at Nebraska.
Oklahoma. Why would
Cornhuskers just fired their coach.
They don't even have
That
a
means
coach.
they've got a chance now.
Yeah. Oh, Frost. I like Frost. He's going to be a good assistant for somebody.
Who's going to win that one?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma
Where's it at first?
Oklahoma.
at Nebraska.
No, Oklahoma.
Okay. I've got Oklahoma as well. Oklahoma across the board. All right. And now our game of the week: Graham at Union. Both teams undefeated, 3-0 at Bullet Park.
This could be tricky at Bullet Park.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Union's going to come in. Graham's going to come in. Okay. They're going to be in hostile territory. They got a long trip. It's going to be a little bit tougher on them. Union's going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball a little bit more. And then when they're done with that, they're going to run the ball. In the end, if they get behind, Graham wins this ball game. If they take an early lead, Graham's in trouble. So I'm gonna say the home team comes out, gets on them quick. Graham in a close one at the end of the game. I'm gonna go with the GMEN.
I'm going to come and say that the Union Bears come out, score first, get an old double tight tee, milk the clock, and win a close one at Bullet Park.
Okay, now
Over Patron. I'm sorry, Tony. Got to make things interesting, man.
well, I was leaning that way when I said I think that Graham gets behind early.
If there's an upset this week, this could be it.
All right, so boys, that's a big one. All right, we've got one deciding vote here.
Well, I know, hey, Tony will text me Monday if it's lopsided. He said, what are you doing?
Oh, Lord.
You want to make a pick here?
Yeah, I mean, I fell asleep. Oh, there's no question. I mean, Patron's very expensive.
It is.
Yeah. And that team ain't gonna break the bottle. Graham big.
Graham big.
Graham big.
Here we are calling it
What's
tight
in the
game.
backpack?
We're calling it a tight game. You're saying it's going to be a big game.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right. Well, folks, there you have it across the board. We've picked 18 games here. We're split on the game of the week, Graham versus Union. I've got Graham. Coach Tester's got Union, and Coach Cricker's got Graham. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. All right, any other things before we close out the show here this evening?
Yes, I got one. What 3-letter word starts with gas? What 3-letter word
You don't want us to answer, do you?
starts with gas? No, you already tried today.
Okay.
What 3-letter word starts with gas?
All right. Well, that's one to think about, folks. Until next time, I am Coach Moore.
Coach Tester.
Coach Krieger.
Reminding you that if you're not paranoid, doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Good night. Brought to you by Buchanan Therapy Services. What are you looking for?
I'm ready. You need to bring your backpack next week.
I probably need to get one of them. We all may start packing them in here. You got one?
I might pack mine inside. We take an AM see if I get something going on.
All right. Okay, folks, it's time for our Peak Performer of the Week. Our Peak Performer of the Week this week, brought to you by True Point Bank, is Mr. Rayshawn Anderson. The Union Bears, 287 yards rushing against Richland.
Hold on,
Wait a minute.
He didn't pay.
Moles, I can't.
No. Wait a minute here. Why did it do that?
Because, I mean, you.
Oh, well.
How many times?
Oh,
you
no. Okay, wait a minute.
Congratulate.
I don't know why it didn't do. All right, we got it fixed here. All right, ready?
God, that's.